Hey Dirk, this is the entry to the Toogoolawah house, okay? Hopefully we've got a high ceiling. I don't know what the ceiling heights are. Just access rooms off the side and just big front door wide. And to the staircase at the rear. Here's Glen Innes. Look at the wealth in this town. So around 1900, there's enough money in these regional locations to build massive street esplanades like this, and big pubs, like pubs that probably would have been in the top 200 buildings in the whole of Australia. You know, these banks, these old banks, shopping centres, post offices, a massive amount of infrastructure was created to house the huge abundance that these just at the top of the Great Dividing Range regional centres had in the 1900s. We were so worried about the wealth in these regional centres, would you believe, that we actually built tank traps in the mountains coming up from the flats, the flats of the coast. We were prepared to accept that Japan might invade Australia and that they could have the flat areas near the coast because no one wanted them, but they weren't going to be able to get to these regional economic centres. How things have changed, but I think that's all going to change back again. I think the future of this street is a really large esplanade filled with people post-COVID, with prams and kids, and the capital's moving to the regions from the cities. Really is land like this, just as far as you can see. Beautiful grazing land that made this place so special. And you know, the highway that goes through here is called the New England Highway. So this is acres and acres and acres of just grazing land. It's this beautiful, just acres and acres of grazing land that named this place sort of New England. It was so wealthy in the early 1900s, when the whole economy was agriculture. The global economy was agriculture. And this part of Australia really was strong. It's a magnificent place to ride through. Here's Tyler on his adventure, going back to his university. Adventure is really important for young men. There's something about the size of this property, and I've worked out what it is. We spoke to a farmer, and she is a manager. She's the wife of the manager of the property, and the property is just massive. It spans this thing crazy. Anyway, it's owned by Gina Reinhardt. So one of the biggest cattle properties in New South Wales, and owned by Gina Reinhardt. And Tyler's just cruising through. It's always the journey. You got to get to Canberra. Do it in a fun, interesting way. Like ride these roads. Stay off the M1. What do you think, Mr. Cow? Here we are stuck here because we got to the bottom of this gorge and they won't let us through until 4 p.m. So we're going to have a swim and whatever for 2 hours. We've dropped down into that gorge. What I'm standing in is the start of the Macleay River. It's coming off the mountains behind me. And they're working on the road, so they've shut the road. We can't get through, we're stuck. They've shut the road till 4 o'clock. So Tyler's off swimming down the river. There's still a boy in him, even though he's 20. Hey, honey. Tyler's having a ball. Tyler is like literally swimming in the river. In this river. Which goes for another 200 kilometres. Where this river meets the ocean is where we're staying tonight. Which is 200 kilometres away. Port Macquarie. These things are such adventure machines. You just chuck your stuff on and you can go. There's so many amazing places that you can go. And like tonight we're just pitching our tents. So that costs nothing. We've done 750 kilometres through some of the most spectacular parts of the country. In some ways they're time machines. You hop on them and you do 7 hours and it doesn't bother you at all. If I did 7 hours in a car to drive somewhere, I'd get out and I'd be pretty furious that I had to do that. You know, I think a fair bit of it certainly feels to me like if you can give your boys things where they get a lot of setbacks, because bouncing back from setbacks is probably one of the most important things to be able to do. I think adventure riding on a motorbike, going through places like this, is a way to provide setbacks to your kids, because you sort of head off in the morning and you think you know where you're going. And you kind of do, you know the name of the place you're going to. But it's 500 kilometres away. And sometimes that 500 kilometres takes you 12 hours. Sometimes it takes you, just a few hours. Might not be 500 kilometres. Might be 300. But even a 300 kilometre adventure ride ends up, if you go the wrong way, in locked gates and fences, and things break and bikes break and people crash, and getting your boys to overcome those setbacks quickly. And they quickly learn that the quicker they overcome the setback, the quicker they fix the problem. So when they run out of fuel, when you put diesel in a petrol motorbike, those sorts of things. Hey Tyler. Look at us go.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of Tyler's character changes in the water and calms him down. We're stuck here waiting for the roads to open and he hasn't stopped playing in the water. In the middle of this. Another long day. We only just got here at 6:30 at night. But here we are, Crescent Head. Like, what a just incredible place Crescent Head is. Amazing. We're just camping on the beach.